Welcome to SportsWire Summer on Campus. We are here at Highland Springs, home of the defending state champions in the sport of football. The Highland Springs Springers are state champions. It's the first time since 1961. So you do the math. I'm not going to. That's why I do high school sports for a living. But basically, in 1961, they just had a bunch of old people sitting around a table deciding who was a state champion. So, you know, they just picked Highland Springs that year. They were deserving then, but they didn't earn it like these guys. Joining me, three huge reasons why, especially to my far left, and for good reason, Mekhi Becton, picking up well over 20 offers, and he's just a junior. He's on the offensive line. Juwan Carter at quarterback. He kind of made the magic happen on offense, or at least started with it. Well, technically your center did, but you ended up with the ball in your hands after that. And then Wallace, one of his big targets, on his way to Clemson. Not right now. He still has some time to hang out with us. Well, guys, let's get right to it. State champions. Let's just get the obvious out of the way. How does that make you feel? Are you still basking in that glory, or are you already on to the next year?
To be honest, it feels good right now, but I feel like we haven't done enough, actually. So this year, we want to come back and repeat, but we know to do that, we have to have the right mindset.
Up front, how important was your position? Because without you guys up front and your O-line, none of this would be possible.
It was very important. If we didn't have the O-line, Pooty couldn't throw the ball, and we couldn't run as far as we could, and things like that.
When did you become a dual-threat quarterback, though? Highlights after highlights are not just you throwing the football, but you seeing the field and tucking it and running it as well.
That came about when we played teams that respected our passing game. So when they respected our passing game, sometimes I had to tuck and run. I always had the ability to run, but I never had to because of the special receiver corps we have.
Well, you guys, it didn't take long for teams to respect your passing game with the weapons you were blessed with Greg Dortch and this guy right here, Wallace. Kayvon, tell me how much fun it was playing a wide receiver in this talent-heavy offense.
It was just fun, just playing the game I love with the group of guys I love as well. So just winning the state championship was just icing on the cake.
Play after play after play, not just in the playoffs, but in the regular season. Is there a game that stands out to you where you just feel like Kayvon just took this over?
A lot of people say the Stonebridge game when I stiffed on the guy to the ground, but I really think it was the Hermitage game, the second game, playoff game, when I got special teams kick return to the house and a pick six to the house. So I think that was just most special because the most atmosphere, like 6,000. There was just a lot of people out there just feeling the vibe, feeling the love, and it's just everybody was on the field. It was like they was right there in your ear.
You started off 0-1 though. You hadn't won a football game. You lost your first game of the year. Let's talk a little bit about that, because how did that kind of change the outlook on your season? Did it change anything? It was a tough one to Hermitage.
Yeah, it was a tough loss. And we came in thinking that we had the best team, that it was going to be easy, and that we just was going to walk to states. But when the clock hit 0-0 and the score was 21-20, everybody looked around. I was like, this is real right here. And it actually made us better as a team.
It's been a long time since you guys have gotten to that mountain. So how did it feel to get through those playoffs and actually play at UVA, play on a college football campus?
Actually, the whole process was amazing. We got there about 4 or 5 hours before our actual game, and when we got there, we were the first team to be there, and we walked on the field, and everybody was it was nobody in the stands, but us just walking on the field, and it felt great.
Before you guys could get there, you had to take care of business in the regular season, which you did. But you had to take care of business again in the playoffs. And one team that gave you guys some issues was a surprising upstart Lee Davis team. Tell me a little bit about Lee Davis, the challenges that they presented to you guys.
We came in that game thinking we were going to blow them out, since we blew them out the first game.
You're supposed to learn your lesson from Hermitage, man.
Yes, sir. We just came in there thinking it was going to be easy, and we wasn't focused for that game.
Tell me the week of practice, what it was like preparing for Hermitage Part 2.
We just watched a whole lot of film.
Just years, going back years. 2013, 2014, just going back, learning those games, just learning those plays, and they didn't really change up much, just having that game plan down, doing what we had to do to get the victory.
It was a classic, you know how they have ESPN Classic college football. If they had ESPN Classic high school football, that would be on. Because that game was back and forth, seesaw affair throughout. And the play that wins it is the old hook and ladder. Tell me a little bit about that play and when you got the call to run them.
If you don't know Coach Johnson, then you wouldn't know he was going to call it. I knew it was going to come down to that when the ball game was tied and the clock was running down. I knew he was going to call it. So when he called it, I just said to the running back and to James Jackson, the guy that tossed it, I said, make sure you catch the ball first. And he said, I got you, Pooty. And that's what he did. Next thing you know, we have Deshaun Young running up the sideline. I'm glad he got out of bounds, though. Then we had one more play to run, and that's what sealed the game. They actually rolled the coverage. I seen them roll the coverage. They had 3 or 4 guys on Greg and Kayvon. So I just knew one-on-one backside.
That was an unbelievable game. It was one of those games where I felt bad for whoever lost it because both those teams played their hearts out. You guys, obviously. Let's talk about Stonebridge and the stiff arm to Stonebridge, the stone cold stiff arm, and you get to see it on the Jumbotron. I know you say that still isn't your favorite play, but hearing that stadium get that loud over that when they got to watch the replay too. You don't get to see replays in normal high school games. That was pretty special, huh?
Definitely. It just a reaction. It wasn't really I was gonna plan, run a hitch, catch it, stiff arm it to the ground. It was just a reaction. It was just my God-given ability, and so happened it was a highlight reel. So,
the feeling when you have finally accomplished it, did it feel surreal to you?
It felt like we didn't accomplish enough. I feel like my team felt empty. We was like, what's next? Because we wanted to play more. That team that we had, we just wanted to play more.
I want to go back to the regional championship against Hermitage, beating them. Coach Johnson, he's got some alumni over on the sidelines as soon as he wins. He's going nuts, screaming, take that monkey off my back, take that monkey off my back. And they pull it off his back and he goes crazy. He's been in that situation. You guys have been in this situation so many times. Did it feel like the monkey was off your back at that point?
I knew how he felt coming into that game, because there's been multiple times where he came into a game and he didn't finish with playing Hermitage and becoming upset. So yeah, it was it felt real great for him. I felt great for him.
Oh, I bet. Not a lot of sleep for him that week of practice, I'm sure, but he's sleeping easy now.
Right.
Mekhi, what are you going to take away from this season? Obviously, it was terrific, but also I do want to say that real special moment at the end of the championship game. You guys were talking about teammates, being loyal and doing the work. One of your teammates was not well early in the year. Got to run out that clock, last play of the game. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was real special because we did it for him. The whole year we said ride for B-Lam, and we rode for him the whole year. And he took that last play for us.
Absolutely, and to refresh everybody's memory, what happened to Lamb there at the beginning of the year?
It was our first summer workout over there in Creeder Stadium, and he kept going instead of getting water. Coach telling him, get water before you do your last lap. Get water. Because the coaches have water out there for us. And he just said, nah, Coach, I'm going to finish it. So he tried to finish it, and when he got around, he collapsed and blacked out. Everybody was worried. Everybody didn't know what was going on. Then an ambulance came, and I forgot what was wrong with him, but he could have passed away.
Exhaustion.
He could have passed away, and that hurt the team. But as time, yeah.
And I've heard that. I've heard you guys say that before. And he was so selfless that when he was in the hospital, he says, "I'm glad it didn't happen to like Pooty or Kayvon." Or Who the heck thinks like that, right?
That's the type of man he
That's
is.
the type of person he is. He puts everybody before himself, and that's why I have so much love for him.
Well, and very happy that he's all right. He's fully recovered, and he got to run that last snap, and that was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. You guys really enjoyed it, and it was worth it. I mean, you guys earned it. You had to fight, claw, and earn that state championship. You did it. How do you do it next year? What do you think?
Stay humble. Try to rebuild and stay hungry. We playing with a chip on our shoulder. Everybody wants to beat us.
Anybody coming up next year who is going to surprise us, turn some heads?
Definitely. We have right now going to 7-on-7. We have a lot of young guys coming up and showing out on defense. We're restacking our offense. We had wide receivers that are coming up that was already on varsity, but they're going to be better because they watched Kayvon, Greg, and James.
Just like you got better.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got Chris Thaxton, Jaden Reeves. We have James Jackson, of course. And one more person that nobody's expecting is Billy Camp, transferring from Lee Davis.
Oh, you heard it here first. Yeah, that guy. So if you have trouble with one guy, get him on your team. Have him join. Why not, right? And Kayvon, you're moving on. By now, if people don't know, I'm a diehard Sooner fan, so I'm not happy that you're going to Clemson, but I am happy for you that you're going to Clemson.
Appreciate it.
What do you think? What was the selling point for that particular school?
Well,
Obviously ACC, but
yeah, it was just like picking a choice and taking my visits and just like learning. Like when you get on campus, you'll know what school is for you, and it's just something about Clemson that just stuck out. Plus they like went to the championship, so I just had to check it out. I never even thought about me going there. My dream school was Ohio State, and to get that Ohio State offer was just amazing. So I went to go visit the school, and it just felt like a big difference about Clemson. It's just all about love. They got new facilities building. I just love where they're going. We got the best quarterback in the country.
That's a huge offer, and that's going to be a fun team to play for.
Definitely.
Congratulations for sure.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see more of Highland Springs football next season. It's going to be a lot of fun. This season is creeping up on us really fast, so good luck next year. And you know you're going to be the hunted as well, right?
Always.
All right, guys, I appreciate you being part of the program. I could talk football all afternoon. I feel like I just did. We probably did. But we got much more to get to, including ladies basketball. What a season they had as well on the hardwood. That's next.